Our team is comprised of people from different age groups, from different generations. There really seems to be a reluctance among the older generation to share information with the younger generation, the millennials, so to speak. So my question is, how seriously should I treat this problem?
Well, brain drain is going to be a very real problem for many organizations, with 80 million baby boomers getting ready to retire. But knowledge sharing is not always an easy thing to accomplish. There's a lot of roadblocks. Baby boomers might be hanging on to their knowledge like it's gold. Knowledge is power. They don't want to give it away. And the younger generations, they're not always asking and being willing to really listen. So we do have some generational roadblocks going on when it comes to knowledge transfer.
So then what do you do? Where do you start if you're managing multiple generations?
An easy place to start is put mentoring programs in place. That way you get the generations, Gen Xers, baby boomers, millennials, in different teams or experiences together where they can naturally share what they know. And keep in mind that mentoring can go both ways. The younger ones can mentor the older ones on things like technology, and they get comfortable, then they start learning from the older ones as well, and the information gets passed back and forth. So those are natural ways to do it. I'd also say hold people accountable. If there's a particular knowledge that needs to be passed along, check in with them to make sure they're doing it.
I think this all sounds great in theory, and I'm with you, but how do you make it happen in real life when people are so consumed with their responsibilities, their daily responsibilities?
It has to be a priority, and that means sometimes we do, as I mentioned, have to hold people accountable. When you check in with them, make sure they're doing what they've agreed to do when it comes to training and sharing knowledge with others. For example, if you have a really important position, you might set a goal and say your goal is to cross-train 2 or 3 other people on this function so that you're not the only one who knows it. And then you get back with them and make sure it happened.
How do you handle the employee that has their heels dug in, is just resistant to this whole idea?
Well, not everybody's going to be a great coach or mentor, so if they're just not suited, don't expect them to do it.
It's a difficult thing to do.
But you might also try reassurance. Sometimes people aren't doing it because they're genuinely afraid they're going to lose their job or that you don't value them anymore. And when they hear you do, they're much more interested in stepping up.
In summary?
Brain drain is a very real challenge. With 80 million baby boomers getting ready to retire, we don't have enough Gen Xers coming along behind them. And all of those generations need to think about how they're going to engage the millennials in knowledge sharing and knowledge transfer. So put policies in place that will be like an insurance policy to make sure you don't lose valuable knowledge.